Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor. Last week, Richard Rohr, one of my faves. Last week, Richard Rohr had a reading, and I want to share part of it with you. And thanks to my friend Holly for drawing my attention to it. It was in my inbox, but I think I had skipped over it somehow. It's part of Richard Rohr's daily meditations. It comes to us from February 15th. So, yes, last week. And quoting Tilden Edwards, who is a spiritual teacher and co-founder of the Shalem Institute, a contemplative organization. And in it, Tilden is describing the purpose of prayer. So I want to just share some of this with you. It really has something to offer, an image or two, I think, that I think you might be interested in. It says, authentic prayer is opening to God's gracious presence with all that we are, with what Scripture summarizes as our whole heart and soul and mind. Therefore, prayer is more a way of being than an isolated act of doing. Prayer is aimed at our deepest problem, our tendency to forget our liberating connectedness with God. When this happens, we become lost in a sense of ultimate separateness. From this narrow, outside of God place rise our worst fears, cravings, restlessness, and personal and social sinfulness. Prayer also arises from our deepest hope, for the abundance of life that comes when we abide in our deepest home, our widest consciousness. Prayer is our bridge to home. And that's what struck me that I wanted to share with you. Our bridge to home. Thinking of prayer as that, I think, is just a beautiful image, because it's our connection to God. And I love that first part where he says that it's not something we do, it's a way that we are open for prayer. Body, mind, and soul. And that's why we don't have to rely on words to pray. Prayer can be deeds, actions, thoughts, art, music, dance, movement. Can be creativity, can be intuition, all of that. Thinking of someone. It's interesting. I have some friends who don't want to have anything to do with anything institutionally religious. And so if I send out a request and say, offer up a prayer for blah, 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 over the years they have come back and said, would you not use that word or use it and? So I've learned to say, those of you who pray, would you offer a prayer, or think a kind thought, or light a candle, or do whatever it is that you do to set an intention. And they seem to appreciate that. Over the years, over centuries, some of us have developed a very narrow concept of prayer. I think it's time that we broaden that a bit. Prayer is our bridge home, our bridge to home. What does that feel like to you? What does that home feel like to you? Home, where my thoughts are aching, home, where the music's making home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Where God is waiting silently for us. Where everything is calm and peaceful. Where we are loved and welcomed unconditionally. And prayer is our bridge to that, my friends. Kind of a short message today. I don't have a lot to say about it, but it's such an intriguing image. I hope you'll play around with it today, tomorrow, the next day. Try different kinds of prayer, maybe. Or take the everyday things that you're doing and reframe them and think of them as prayer. Maybe you wouldn't have called it that before. It's an invitation. Invitation to the bridge. And you don't have to pay $1 to go over the bridge. And there's no passport. It's just a bridge. It takes us from here to there. Or if you want to think in scientific, cosmic terms, think of it as the wormhole that takes you home every time. A stable wormhole. I've been watching too much Star Trek, I think. Okay. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church, and I look forward to seeing you back here next time. Until then, God bless. Take care, and bye for now.